welcome everybody to another great episode of the Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Radio Show. I'm Alan Alford, and today we're going to do something really different and cool. I'm actually going to go ahead and discuss my experience of Pete Alonso's The Battle of the Bay right at Plant High School, Tampa, Florida. I'll give you my experiences. At the end, I'll give you a rating, and I'll give you my feedback. But I'll tell you this much. This review was prompted by two gentlemen that I met at the event, the Battle of the Bay. I'll tell you all about this and a lot more on this episode of the Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Radio Show. But before we get started, let me show you something really cool. I want to thank our great sponsor, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. So delicious and addicting, you may need a support group. So I want to thank our great sponsor for today, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. Please feel free to pick up a 4-pack at FLBBQSauce.com. Again, that's FLBBQSauce.com. Don't forget that sauce. So let's go ahead and get started. So let me start, guys, by just go ahead and giving you a little bit of the background information about the Battle of the Bay. The Battle of the Bay was only about 20 to 25 minutes away from me. I live in Brandon. The event was in Tampa. As you already know, by being fans of the channel, I'm a person who supports a lot of charitable events. So it was really a no-brainer for me to show up at this event and support. I actually did not apply for a media pass at this event, and we showed up to support. And that's going to be an important detail a little bit later on. But for now, let me give you a little bit of logistics about how the event actually went. It was from Saturday between 3 and 6 p.m. It included 12 to 16-year-olds. There was about 4 to 5, kids from each age level, and each child got to hit for a minute and a half. And as you can pretty much guess, the more home runs or the most home runs won. And then on top of that, you had the pros hitting. So congratulations to all the winners in the 12 to 16-year-old category. Then we had the pros that was hitting, and the Major League Baseball players had hit for 1 minute. The pros consisted of Pete Alonso, Kyle Tucker, Christian Arroyo, Gio Urshela, Carlos Pena, and Travis Hafner. They all hit for a minute. And speaking of one of the players who actually in that group who did not hit is Christian Arroyo, and I was able to grab an interview with him. So let me show that to you right now.
This is Alan from the Alan and Aaron Sports Radio Show. So, what, are you hitting today?
I'm not hitting. No, no. I'm still recovering from stuff. A couple injuries in the last year. So I'm just trying to get ready for spring training. Not hitting quite yet.
Okay. So what does it mean to you to come out here and support Pete in this event?
This is cool. I wasn't sure what exactly it was going to look like, but I think the turnout's great. Everyone's having fun, and I know everyone's excited to see him and Kyle and all the other guys hit, so I'm looking forward to it too.
Okay, cool. What about Pete as far as how do you think his chances are in winning this event?
I don't know. I've hit BP with him a couple times. I think it's looking pretty good, but you never know. It's a small ballpark out here still. I think I don't know. Kind of like Pena. He was I watched him growing up, so hopefully he's still got some juice left.
I think that's a good shot.
Yeah,
okay,
we'll see.
Good. Thank you for supporting the event.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
At the Battle of the Bay, I met a really nice lady behind home plate who wanted to have her kid enter this competition next year. Now, she is actually very important with my experience about this event. I'll get to that very nice lady a little bit later. In fact, I'm hoping she watches this video. And if she is, you're a real cool lady. But I'll get to why she's real cool in just a few moments. At the event, a couple of the gentlemen recognized me from the Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Radio Show, and they asked me, did I think or know if Pete Alonso was going to sign autographs at the event? And just based on my experience of being at other charitable events and just checking to see how the ebb and flow of how it was going, I told them that, well, if Pete Alonso is going to sign at all, it's going to be at the very end, just seeing how it was going. And lo and behold, I was 100% right. Pete Alonso signed autographs at the end, but the kicker was he was only signing for the kids. And this was at the reserve seating area. So if you were general admission, you were out of luck. But if you were behind home plate in the reserved area and you had a kid and your kid wanted an autograph, you were in luck. Remember that nice lady I told you about? Well, she came up to me and she was like, hey, did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? And I said, well, no, he was only signed for the kids. But you know what? Since you're a nice lady, he might sign for you. So I gave him my item right here and a Sharpie. And that nice lady went ahead and tried to get the autograph for me. Really cool lady. So I watched, and he basically just skipped right over her item. So I saw what happened, but she was so sweet. She walked up to me. She goes, man, I had it right there. And he skipped right over me. I was like, yeah, I kind of saw what happened. He threw that backdoor slider. So I appreciate you trying, though. Thank you for that. And that was real sweet of the lady for doing that. Now the event's winding down. Those two gentlemen that did not get an autograph, and it was two gentlemen with their kid, now walked me from the reserved seating area all the way to the parking lot, which is about a 10 to 15-minute walk. And in the parking lot, they talked to me for additional 40 to 40 minutes. So I would say for about 40 to 45 minutes in total, the two gentlemen went on about how unfan friendly they felt this particular event was. They felt as if it wasn't fan friendly at all. And on top of that, they also felt as if it wasn't cool for him not to sign for the adults. So this went on for a good while, and they wanted to make sure, so much so that they were this unhappy that not only did they say they were not going to attend this event next year, they wanted to make sure that I, as a member of the media, told the story as it was, and they made sure that I was going to go ahead and tell the story and give a review of what happened. And that's the reason why I'm doing this review, primarily because they wanted to make sure their story was heard. And I was a man of my word, and that's why I'm doing a story. Again, this is just the experience of what happened. So they were in the parking lot talking to me for about 40, 45 minutes. And then lo and behold, a Tampa police officer pulls up right next to us in an SUV, and as nice as you can be, asked, are any of us vendors of the event? And we said no. And the gentleman was as nice as you can be and basically said, well, I'm sorry, guys, they're about to close the gate of the parking lot. And that was pretty much our clue that it was time to go. So before they left, they asked me for my business card because they wanted to see this video. I gave them my business card and my word. I was going to tell them the story as it happened. But wait, there's more. So at the event, I was not able to take a picture of the water tower because I actually didn't have a good angle where I was at behind home plate. On top of that, it was starting to get dark. So I said, you know what? Let me take that picture in a few days. I'm more than likely was going to be in the area. I'll take it in a few days. So the event was on a Saturday. Here comes Wednesday. I was lo and behold in the area. It was a nice sunny day. I pulled up right by the baseball field, and then I look and I noticed they're having a press conference right at the corner of where the baseball field is. And this is what happened.
People who don't know or don't understand, how would you describe Plant High School, this area, demographically, and how the kids are and things of that nature?
It's it's one of the oldest high schools in the city. It's an absolute area that many people want to live close to. It's very dense, a lot of, and it's off a major street. So you have all of the things that make car traffic a big problem.
And also, I was actually at Pete Alonso's event, the charity event he had, Battle of the Bay. You had a lot of traffic then. How would you describe, when you have a lot of people come to visit the area with traffic and four-way stop?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, right behind us is the baseball stadium and all of those different things. I mean, there's events going on at Plant High School way more than just pick up and drop off. Folks come here for all sorts of events. Mm-hmm. And this enables people, when you're going to a place maybe that you don't know very well, you try to go a little bit slower, trying to figure out where you are. These four-way stops really help drivers stop and be able to focus. Where are you? Oh, I'm here. Okay, this is where I am now. This is the intersection I'm at. I need to go a little bit, I need to go to the next stop sign, take a right to get to the front of the school. But in the meantime, they're not barreling down. They have a chance to stop and get their surroundings, get their bearings.
We're rounding second base and we're on our way home. I'm going to go ahead now and give props to 4 Major League Baseball Hall of Famers. I'm also going to give my review of the Battle of the Bay I'm going to tie all this together, and you're going to see how it ends here on the Allen and Aaron Sports Greatest Show. First Hall of Famer I'm going to give major props to is none other than the person who the baseball field is named after, and that is Hall of Famer Wade Boggs. Major props to Wade Boggs. I met him here at a charitable event, Tampa. He was more than hospitable to everybody in attendance, signed autographs, took pictures, extremely cool. Did an interview for the Allen and Aaron Sports Greatest Show, and the person who was just as cool was Lou Piniella. Now, Lou Piniella is not technically a Hall of Famer yet, but here at the Allen and Aaron Sports Greatest Show, we are pushing to make that happen. So much so, please check out this exclusive interview that we did with Lou Piniella, and we discussed in detail why we feel as if Lou Piniella should be in the Hall of Fame. So I'm going to put it in existence. Thank you to Lou Piniella, also Hall of Famer. Now, this Hall of Famer that I'm going to give major props to, again, is just my experience of what I saw. This was at a charitable event, minor league baseball field. There was about 15,000 people. And this Major League Baseball Hall of Famer literally opened up the back right field corner fence, opened up the fence, and signed from the right field corner all the way down to home plate. You're talking about 6-7 rows deep of people. And they signed for every single person who wanted an autograph with a smile on his face. Total boss, stud move. You know what a Hall of Famer is? None other than Cal Ripken Jr. So major props to Cal Ripken Jr. Now, there's one more Hall of Famer I'm going to give props to. But before I do that, let me go ahead and give you my rating of the Battle of the Bay, the Pete Alonso event. My experience of this event, unfortunately, out of a 10 scale rating, was a 6. Yeah, just being real with you, this event was a 6. I could not disagree with anything the men in the parking lot said to me. I couldn't agree more. And I'm the type of person, if I disagree, I'll tell you nicely, but I couldn't disagree with them on anything they said. So much so that I would not just give a rating of a 6 without some suggestions. One of the gentlemen, who unfortunately said they weren't going to come back, did suggest maybe having a table set up, if not for Pete, at least some of his friends, to sign some autographs. I thought that was a very reasonable request. Maybe check into that. That's a suggestion there. The other suggestion that I would make is to maybe have the Major League Baseball players hit for more than a minute. Have them hit for a minute and a half to 2 minutes, maybe even 3. Reason why I say that is because the temperature was at 54 degrees and dropping fast. It was actually a very cold night. Thankfully, it wasn't raining, but at a minute, I felt the guys couldn't get into a rhythm. It was just too cold. They didn't hit nearly as many home runs as you would think they should have, and simply because they just didn't have enough time and it was too cold. I suggest a minute and a half, 2 minutes as another suggestion. And the third suggestion I would make, and this also ties into the last Hall of Famer I'm going to thank, and that is the only unanimous Hall of Famer, none other than the New York Yankees, Mariano Rivera. Extremely cool. Mariano Rivera, in my opinion, has the most beautiful autograph I have ever seen. It's like a piece of art. But the cool thing that Mariano Rivera will do when it's an extremely large crowd, he would say, all right, guys, I'll sign 1 item per person. If you give me 2, we're done, and no pushing. And he'll go ahead and sign 1 item per person. That's another suggestion I would make for the next event. And also, I'm going to even give a bonus. This Hall of Famer is, may he rest in peace. He's somebody that a lot of people miss, including myself, and that is none other than the late, great Hall of Famer, Joe Morgan. What Joe Morgan used to say when we sign autographs was, all right, guys, no funny business. So maybe you could do a combination. Say 1 item per person, guys. No pushing. If you give me 2, I'm done. And no funny business. And speaking of funny business, thank you guys for watching this show. And we would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe and comment. And no funny business on that either. Hit that subscribe button. So we really appreciate all of you for your support on the Allen and Aaron Sports Talk Radio Show. Your comments, likes, follows. It really means the world to us. We sincerely appreciate it. I appreciate you guys watching this episode of the Allen and Aaron Sports Talk Radio Show. Again, I am Alan Alford from the Allen and Aaron Sports Talk Radio Show. Be safe, be well, and more importantly, be blessed. Until we meet again, take care for now.